on YouTube as well. So live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok. We're going to be talking about a photo shoot that I just got done doing. So I'm excited to have everyone here talk a little bit about shooting some photos, some photography. You'll see my camera, I'm kind of moving back and forth. That's because I'm looking at chat from our other streams. So welcome in, everyone. Recently, I started working with the Eco Cat company, Eco Cat Co., and they sent me some products that they needed some pet photography for. And as a pet photographer, I felt like this would be a good match for me. So we are going to go through some of the photos that I did. I miss your Pokemon lives. I definitely will be doing some Pokemon stuff as well eventually. I've just been so busy lately with a lot of photography. I got this photography gig that we're talking about today. I've got a photography gig tomorrow. I'm going to do some drone work today. Hopefully, I'm going to be purchasing my first set of professional lights and lighting equipment here soon. So I've got so many projects in so little time. I also want to get into perler beads. I don't know why. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, I need a hobby that's not electronics, not sitting behind my camera or my phone or editing photos or gaming, something to get myself disconnected a little bit. And I started seeing like perler beads popping up, getting popular on TikTok. And I was like, that kind of looks fun. And I'm not artistic except for photography. Like I can take a photo, but I can't draw, paint, color. I can't do any of that to save my life. So perler beads is kind of a nice mix between I don't have to draw anything, like I can get sprite art and I can just copy that. Like it's the perfect amount of creativity mixed with actually be able to accomplish something, because I'm not so great at the actual art stuff. So this company, Eco Cat Co., they sent me a bandana, I forget what they officially call it. I think it was like a glam stick, a twirl. It's one of those like, it's a bamboo stick and it's got a string and it's got like tassels attached to, to get the cat's attention for them to play with and catch. I always call it a kitty whacking stick because our cats, for some reason, they like to be like tapped with the stick more than like to play with it. Like if you gently prod them with the stick, they enjoy that. I don't know. I've always had cats who's enjoyed that, so I always call them kitty whacking sticks. I know that's not like the official name. And then they sent me a little fudge sickle that is filled with catnip. And honestly, I thought that toy was going to be the most disappointing because my cats don't like catnip. But to my surprise, and to the credit of the Eco Cat Company, they loved that toy. They loved it so much they were fighting over it, like legitimately stealing it from each other, walking over and batting at each other to take it away and then run away with it. Like, they absolutely loved that toy. So, all credit to the Eco Cat Co. That toy is loved by cats. So, part of the contract that I did with them was, they send me product, in return I send them product photos. So I kind of wanted to go through the photo shoot that I did today. Welcome in, Swaddle. How are you doing today? I wanted to kind of go through the photo shoot that I did and kind of the process. And once again, these are all going to be straight raw out of the camera. So I haven't edited these. As you can see by this photo I've had up in the background for like the past 5 minutes. These are not edited, and some of them are a little dark because we have almost no natural lighting in the house. It's awful. Like, you can see some lighting in the background, so this is a window, but we have this like rainbow plaster over the back of it to keep sunlight out, as well as give ourselves a little bit of privacy, and it reduces the amount of light we have in the house. So that's on all of our windows. So we have no lamps in our living room either. So we have no natural or unnatural light in one part of our house where our cats like to hang out. So this photo shoot was a challenge. I did have 2 portable lights, and I did pretty well with it. I think I took about 80 photos. I sent to them. I did a couple retakes for some feedback that they wanted for a thing here or there. Really not a huge deal though. So let me change this to the next one. So this is the JPEG form. So as you can see, like the difference between a RAW and a JPEG photo is a huge amount. So if you didn't know, or you haven't checked, on your camera, if you want to be like a professional, you want to move to the next level, the first thing you need to do is go into your camera settings and change it so that you're taking raw photos. Because you can see the raw photos, I get a lot more depth of everything compared to if I just had the JPEG. Well, this one does look better because of the lighting. You wouldn't have as much to play with in your editing. So this was the first photo I took, and I personally love this one. The notes I got on it was they thought the bandana was too loose, and I agree. You know, the cats need to get acquainted to the bandana. They don't wear costumes. They don't wear bandanas. You know, they barely enjoy wearing their collars. So I put it on them loosely so they can get used to it. And so you can see it is a little bit loose. So I don't think they'll end up using this one. I personally like it. I think it does a great job of giving the cats personality. This is little Odie. And the bandana is super adorable on them. This is such a cute little cat bandana. And my favorite part of this photo is the eyes. Like, he just has these stunning blue eyes, and this is why I upgraded cameras, right? Like, being able to capture this, just that depth of detail on his eyes. And I don't know if we zoom in. I don't know how much we can zoom in before we lose our quality. But like, look at that. In fact, you can see, now that we've zoomed in, you can see right here where I'm circling, that's the light bar that I had to set up natural light. 56, was it 56 or 57K is considered like daylight sunlight, so I had it actually a little bit too high. I had it at 68K, which is a little bit more towards unnatural lighting, because I just wanted that brightness in here. You can see the light bar reflecting on his eye, like the incredible detail. You can see, like, I love being able to zoom in on these photos. I love this camera so much. I shoot on the R6 if you're curious. So if I zoom in more, we're going to zoom in all the way. It'll let me zoom in. You can actually see in this other eye over here, you can see a window reflecting off this eye as well. So just the amount of detail captured. His eyes are so beautiful. So I love this photo. Again, I don't think they're going to end up using this one because the bandana is loose, and I understand, like, they're in this for them, right? They need to make sure that their product is being shown properly, and like, you can kind of see the EcoCat Co. logo here, but it's a little bit twisted up, just a little bit too much. Thank you everyone for the likes and the chatting. I do appreciate that. So I love this photo. This one, same thing. A couple of these are very similar because I was taking, bursts of photos all at once to try and capture this as much as possible. So again, a striking photo. You can see a lot more of this rainbow shooting off the windows. You got like greens in the eye. Absolutely wonderful. It matches the greens you got going down on here, the bandana. Loved this photo. Let's move on to the next set. Again, the greens in the eyes. We saw in the last photo that his eyes are blue, right? But with the reflections you see here, it looks like his eyes are just solid green. And that's because you have the green reflecting off the window, and you have the green from the bandana. There's just so much green on this cat that his eyes just changed to green there. It's again another photo I loved. I thought they would love this one, but I do see, again, what they're saying. This bandana is a little bit loose. I should have cinched it up just a little bit, but they were just getting used to it. So he's going to he's going to get more used to it. As he gets more used to it, we'll probably do some more photos once he's had a chance to walk around with the bandana on for a while, get kind of used to it. See, what do we got next? Looking around, he's always kind of a derpy cat, so again, you got the greens reflecting. Here's the just solid baby ice blue of his eye, though you can see the difference in color. What else we got here? Here he's looking a little bit more straightforward. I honestly don't even think I think I deleted this photo, to be honest. I didn't even send this one in because even though it's a good photo, this isn't quite as loose it was before. You can see just a little bit of like blurring. This isn't as tack sharp as I would like. You can see the focusing. It focused on his eyes, so you've got depth, but the depth is wrong because like his nose is just slightly blurred. So I think I ended up deleting this one. I didn't even get to send this one. He's such a cute derp. He is the derpiest cat I have ever owned, but I love him so much for it. He's just so... such a strange cat. Like, okay, his one quirk, this quirk that Emmy and I cannot figure out for the life of us. So if any of you out there have a cat like this, please tell me, because I feel like we're alone in this. Digital Graveyard, welcome in. Hello, hello. This cat has to announce to the world when he has to poop. Like, he will go to his litter box and he will yell at us really loudly, like he's announcing, and then he'll go to the bathroom like normal, and everything will be fine. Like, he's not hurt, he's not screaming for help. He has to announce when he has to go to his litter box. So I've never had a cat like that. The fact that you think you own him, cats own people. it is it is very true. They walk all over us, quite literally. This one, again, it's a good photo, but I didn't quite like it. There's some softness here I don't like, because there's a lot of light coming in from behind him. But again, the lighting situation wasn't perfect, so I was making do with what I got. This one I did like. Again, there's a little bit of the fur softness here, but just the eyes, his eyes. So when I talk about being a pet photographer, there are people who have talents and skills that they've gotten in the photography world, right? And there are landscape photographers who do amazing, stunning work with landscapes. There are photographers who specialize in street photography, going out and capturing something special in town, or just walking and seeing people. But pets are my thing, so anyone can take a picture of a cat and a dog. That's not hard. Capturing a cat and a dog is very easy, but capturing like their essence is what's hard. That's what makes that's the difference between being like a pet photographer and just like a photographer in general. Dogs and cats and all sorts of animals have so much personality. They have so much to give. They have so much, just so much expression. So there's a difference between just taking a picture of a cat and capturing the personality of said cat. And that's what I was really trying to get with Odie here. And that's you get he's trying so hard to be majestic, but you can see just a little bit of derpiness in him, because that's just who he is just a little bit derpy. And again, the bandana is slouching off him. Otherwise, this would have been perfect. Like, you can see the logo for the company right there, Eco Cat Co. Like, you can see the logo is perfectly there. So this would have been great if I would just cinch that up just a little bit. If I would have tightened this around his neck just a little bit more and had that wrapped up like it should have, this probably would have been a perfect photo, but it was slouching just a little bit. So what are you going to do? Couple of these, as you can see, I really like this position he was in, so I was taking a ton of these photos, trying to get as many as I could to try and get just the perfect right one. So then I swapped it to video, and I gotta say, I am impressed with the video on the R6. Like, we'll play that again. Like, that's cinematic quality photography right there. That is the camera, what am I trying to say? The video on the R6, the Canon R6, is just incredible. So here I was taking some more, and I obviously here you can see that I had the camera in the wrong position. And keep in mind, I wasn't using a tripod, right? So this was all freehand that I was trying to do this. So, yeah, I missed this shot, so I canceled the video right away. So then we moved to the next toy. And these ones you're going to have to look at all the JPEGs for, because the way, I don't know how Canon does this. I don't understand how they've thought of this, but so I'm shooting in portrait mode, so the raw photo, as you can see, is turned the wrong way, but somehow it knows to turn the JPEGs the correct way. I don't really know how or why they do that. I don't know how it figures that out, but it knows the JPEGs need to go up like this. So we're going to look at the JPEGs on these ones, but they're still raw. I still haven't edited these ones. I haven't done any. This is just straight off the camera. So you can see these ones are a bit dark, a little bit too dark. And again, you can see there's not a whole lot of lighting here. The only light is coming through this one window here, and that's got that film on it that blocks some of the sunlight. So there's not a whole lot of natural light in there. But this is the kitty tassel. So it's a bamboo wand that has a hemp string on it and then little tassels for the cat to play with. And so I have one light. You can see right down here in the corner, there's the light. I have one light source there, and then you can see, you can't see it, but behind him there's another light source there. So I'm trying to light him fully for this, but honestly, I should have moved this one, and you'll see later I did move this, move it from behind him and move it to this corner down here so that he would have been lit up on the front, because what this is creating is he's too dark because there's no lighting from the front. All the lighting's behind him, which is great because like you can see the hairs here are all illuminated to get a nice soft glowing effect on him, but I'm missing the primary light that needs to be here. I'm missing the big light, the important light. So I like this photo, but again, it's not perfect. I do love these though. You know, he was playing with this so good. We were capturing him in the moment, you know, playing with the tassel, having absolute fun. Then you can see here's where I figured out like, oh, I'm being dumb. So here's the first light, and the second light was behind him back there. But this time I moved it up and over to this side. And so you can see like how much better the lighting is in this photo. You can see he's much more visible, much more illuminated, but we've lost, you can see behind him, see this fur right along this edge, it doesn't have that glow because he's not being backlit, he's being front lit, right? So the difference even one light position can make in a photo is astronomical, right? Like there's such a huge difference in even subtly moving a light just a little bit. I mean, I can show you even on this camera, right? Like on the YouTube camera, I have a light over here, and I have a light over here, and I have a light over here. If I turn one of these lights off, all of a sudden there's more shading, but if I turn this light back on, it's much more evenly lit. In fact, I should have one up above me, which I do. I have the main light here for like a hair effect. You know, a hair light is really important. Welcome in, everyone. I see more people joining us. Thank you for joining the live. We are just talking a little bit of photography, going through a photo shoot I did for Eco Cat Co. We're talking a little bit about, you know, raw photography, lighting, photography techniques. So if you're interested in photography, this is the place to be. I appreciate all the likes, the follows, all that. I do appreciate it. I do put out photography content and occasionally Dungeons and Dragons content and everything else. Drones. I'm kind of a everything kind of account. So, like I said, the important thing I learned here was moving the light forward, which got us much better pictures of him. Then both of our cats are super lazy about this too. When they catch the toy, they don't like to have to re-catch the toy, so they've learned to just sit on it. They just sit on the toy. That way it can't be pulled away, and that way they've caught it. They've caught it once, they don't need to catch it again because they've got it. So it's hard to pull it out of him and convince him to keep playing, but he really loves to stand up on his hind legs and like meerkat pop all the way up and swat, and that's what he's doing here. Really adorable, good shots, and this is again where the RC succeeds, is low light and fast photos. You know, I'm taking 20 photos per second to capture this, and it's still pretty crisp. We got a little bit of motion blur here, but you know, he's a cat, right? He's moving fast, so it's doing an impressive job with the low light and the fast movements. You can see his little teeth right there. Let's zoom in a little bit. See, he caught the toy. He's giving a nice little chomp there. I do like this photo of him very much. I think this is a very good one. And again, this is just, these photos have very subtle differences because I took lots and lots and lots and lots of photos all together. You can see he closed his mouth a little bit more. He got the toy all the way in there. But you can't see, like, he's a little bit out of range of my light, so this dark part of him is not illuminated. Now, with a little bit of editing, that's okay. I can brighten that up just a little bit and it'll be fine, but, you know, make it do with what I got. I got to get a professional lighting kit. That's just, that. At the end of the day, I just need a professional lighting kit. I have no way around it. It's my next big purchase. He's so cute. He can be when he wants to be. Most of the time, he acts like a little gremlin, so he chooses to be cute when he wants something. Cute photos of him here, pulling down on the string, but most of these were just unusable. Completely unusable. blurry. His face. So again, he's moving fast. There's low lighting, so it's not all these photos turned out. When we zoom in here, you can see a lot of blur. You can see this got kind of lost in the details because the photos were going too fast. So cute photo, but not quite perfect. These ones didn't turn out. That one's not bad actually. For like an action shot, zoom in a little bit. You got like the swinging at. You can see his little claws. He's got his little hand up like he's gonna dunk a basketball. Little tassels up here. You actually see his eyes here. So these ones are a little bit better. Jumping for it, catching it. Got the like little T-Rex pose. I really love this one, honestly. He looks so contemplative, like he's finally caught the toy, and now what? Like cats strive so hard to catch the laser pointers. So once they catch it, what do you do? And that's kind of what he's got here. He caught the toy, and then what? What do you do once you've caught the toy, right? So I love that photo. And then he decides to eat it, which is the correct answer. When you finally caught the toy, you eat it. Just so cute. This is one of my favorite ones too. Just his little face all smushed behind his hands. It looks like he's hiding. It's super adorable. I love this photo. And again, the lighting is not absolutely perfect, but because he crouched down like this, you can see like even his dark markings are popping up. So this one's absolutely adorable. Honestly, this is why I love chinchillas, why I want a chinchilla, because this is exactly what chinchillas do too, right? They get up on their hind legs, and then they like do that thing with their hands and scrunch their face, and it's so adorable. So adorable. So, love that. Couple more of him playing. This one I sent to them, so you can see like there's a lot of blur here. This is by no means, we don't want this blur in there, but I thought it would make a good action shot. Like, because you have this in such focus, so you've got the toy in focus and then the cat batting at it. So, I figured I'd try for it. Artistically, it's an interesting shot, but I understand that, it's not for everyone. So I understand why they wouldn't want that shot. Love that one too. There's a lot of good photos of love in here. You can see here he moved in front of my light. That's my light stand right there. So all these shots got ruined because there's not enough light in here. That one actually turned out pretty well. You got to see a lot of details in his fur, his markings. I wish you could see his eye. If you could see his eye right there, that one might actually be good. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, these are all a little too blurry. Light's not great on these. That one's not bad. Got a little bit of motion blur still because a fast cat. Very fast cat. That one. That one's got the least blur so far. That might be a prize winner right there. That's a good one. It's so hard because we love our animals so much, so every picture is the best picture in our eyes. I have taken some bad pictures of our cats. I will admit that. But that's not all my fault. Some of it is their fault too. They're not always giving 100% when they're trying to be photogenic. Like by the end of the session, they were so covered, and we had these little treats, this little like chicken sauce. They were so covered in chicken sauce that like we couldn't take any more pictures of them because they were so dirty. So, um, not always the most photogenic. That one's not bad either. That one's actually really interesting. I like this one. You've got the motion blur on the paw down here. Zoom in a little bit. So you got the motion blur on the paw. You've got him catching the toy, but then his face is really sharp. His eye is sharp. No blur on the face. This eye is a little too dark. But I like this one. I really like the motion blur, the depth. I dig that one. So again, we took a lot of photos. That's a good one. If I could undarken that eye right there. That's a pretty good one. Wow, look at that piece of dust right there. See how much I can zoom in. What the heck? I know we're talking about photography and all that, but pretty impressive for my camera to pick up a piece of dust like that, right? This almost looks like I'm looking at a microscope of a piece of dust. Like, that zooming in is not bad. That's a really good zoom. A little ghost in the photo or something. Something caught it reflected just right. Gonna have to correct that. That's so bright obnoxious. Now that I see that there, just like this random bright spot floating. Definitely have to fix that out of the photo. More catching it. More playing around. Meerkat. Absolutely adorable. Okay, we've moved past those photos. So now we've moved on to the fudge sickle. Let me get my thing here really quick. My water can. All right, what do we got here? Okay, so next we've moved on to, you can't really see it well in these photos, so I didn't use any of these photos. You can see my light in the background, so I didn't use any of these photos because obnoxious lighting in the background. But it's a tiny little fudge sickle covered in catnip, and they absolutely love the thing. Like, this is just my cat licking the fudge sickle. It's the ghost of all the slain toys. And I probably have 100 photos of here just licking it. I don't know why he's just licking it. I don't think you're supposed to just lick the toy, but, you know. Something about cat tongues, they're just so adorable, so I had to. I can see his cute little tongue here, so I had to take these photos and make sure I saved it. You can see he just pinned that toy down and just licking it. And then his brother's sitting right here trying to steal it from him, trying to inch closer and take it from him. I don't know why they were fighting over it so much, but they love that little fudge sickle. So most of these photos are uninteresting because, again, it's just 100 photos of him licking a toy. This one, the framing is wrong, not the focusing. The framing is bad. So I decided to try and move positions to try and get a cuter photo of him licking it, and this was the one. I had to edit out this background, so you'll see, like, I had to crop right about here down, but with it cropped down like that, like, the detail, you can see how dirty my cat is. Look at that, he's got dirt on him. Why does he have so much dirt on him? The detail the R6 was able to catch with it being this close to him was just phenomenal. You can see, like, all the little fuzzes on the carpet. You can see his cute little tongue. Just the absolute happiness of this cat. This is truly one of my favorite photos. This is one that I sent to them. Hopefully this one makes it on the website because I absolutely love this photo. I hope they use it. This is my Sunny Bunny, right? This is so much of his personality and him being cute and just absolutely wonderful. The coloring is all right. I honestly, I think, again, I had these set to like 600, or excuse me, 6000K and 10K, so I was a little bit above daylight trying to counteract how dark it was. So I still think this is good. You can see the light is close. If you look closely, you can see right here there's light projecting on the ground here because both my lights were this close. But that was just an absolute phenomenal shot. This one too. He looks like a little angel sleeping on his fudgesicle. And they legitimately lay on it like that sometimes too, so time for a kitty bath. It is. I don't know how he got so dirty. I really don't know how he got that dirty. Like, he used to go outside, but we don't let him go outside anymore. So he should not be getting that dirty anymore. But again, wonderful photo. This one, I'll probably print this one out for myself, to be honest. Here's him rolling on it. It's moving too much, too hard to get clear shots of it. These aren't super interesting because it's just a cat licking a toy again. He's rubbing himself on it. Our cats don't even like catnip usually, though, so I was just surprised that they wanted to play with this and wanted to use this toy. So here's switching to the video. Again, the R6 video is just incredible. I'm actually surprised with how still this is because I'm holding this sideways like this. I'm surprised I was able to keep it steady. You can see something was moving in front of the light, so the light keeps flickering on this photo or movie, but it's pretty good. Pretty good shot. I think there's a couple videos here. Here's that one. I like this video a lot. And once again, you can see his brother in the background stalking him, trying to get the toy. I've always said that I wasn't interested in videography or cinematography, but honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit more interested in it, and with the R6 as strong as it is and as good as it is, I might honestly try and shoot a few things in video format because just look how crisp and incredible that is. The R6 is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, just look at that. Look at that and fall in love with how adorable that is. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Just a cat and his toy. So adorable. I zoomed in a little bit too much here. Again, you can see the dirt on the cat. Why is my cat so dirty? Here's his brother trying to steal his toy from him. And the little shocked face at the end. They ended up bopping each other on the head a few times as they fought over the toy. And that was the end of these photos and stuff when they started fighting over it again. So he just got his little fudgesicle. So happy. A creamsicle with a fudgesicle. Again, just the R6 blows me away. There's his brother trying to take his toy again. Oh. I like that photo. I like that a lot. Got good lighting. Eyes a little dark. I'm going to have to edit out that tag. You can see tag and a little bit of dirt in his fur still. Again, why is my cat so dirty? I do not know. It's been rolling around in dirt or something. But just the detail. Look at all the detail you can see on his face, on his cute little nose. This is actually something that TikTok is talking about. Apparently this is true. I've never seen it before until he brought it up, but apparently every orange cat has an M on their forehead. And like, we went and checked every orange cat that we know, and sure enough, they got like this little M on their forehead. Does anyone know why orange cats have an M on their forehead? Like, what what evolutionary reason is there to be an M on the forehead? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. You see his brother was coming back by to take his toy again, so he's a little annoyed. So these photos are pretty much unusable. They're adorable. You got the little airplane ears, but that's not good for a website. So out of focus, out of focus. Mm. Once again, brother coming to steal the toy as brothers do. You can see this is like moments before disaster. So we zoom in, you can see there's Odie, there's his paw, there's the end of his paw. He is charging up to bop him on the back of the head to try and steal the toy. there, there it is. Moments before disaster, and then the moment itself where he gets whacked on the back of the head by his brother trying to steal the toy. The image from the manufacturing of cats because they're drones. Look at the poor baby's face. Look at how upset he is. He's just trying to enjoy his toy, and his brother says, "No, I want the toy." You see, he didn't get it. He got to keep his toy, but like we're going to legitimately have to buy another one of these toys from Eco Cat Co. because they fight over it so much and love it so much. I might have to just go buy them one because he just loves it so much. It's more cat licking the thing. Lots of photos of the cat licking the toy. Okay, now Odie got the toy back, so we were playing around with him getting the toy back, trying to get photos of him. He was legitimate. Like you can see, he's doing that thing like where the cats like grab with their claws, roll on their back, and then throw it up into the air. That's what he was doing. This one I sent them, and I know they like this one because I was talking to them already. This was a great photo. You've got lots of natural light here. The lighting matched perfectly, so you don't see any of these bright spots from where the lights are going off. He's got it just tucked in between his arms like this. While there's other shots that I love more, because cats and photography, and I love my cats, from like an artistic standpoint and from like a professional standpoint, this one's probably the best photo that I took out of the bunch. Just absolutely amazing sharpness, detail in the moment. He was sitting still. He's hugging the toy. Like this one is the perfect shot. I would probably crop it up just a little bit so you don't have this little bit of furlessness on the tummy there. I don't know what's going on there, so I'd probably crop it right about here. But I would honestly leave this space. Like there's something to be said about using negative space in art and photography as well, and I think that's being done really well here. So this is probably the best photo of the bunch. And is that the last photo of the bunch? Nothing else is popping up, so that can't be the last photo. I think the thing just glitched. What number was that? 7409. There we go. This one is a little bit more. Not only is it the same lighting, the same everything, this one gives a little bit more of his personality, that derpiness. That is my Odie right there with the tongue hanging out. I loved this one more. What a cute little cat tongue. This set was just absolutely perfect. Then he started moving again, so some of these are going to be blurry. Little hug of the toy. And now he's getting ready to throw it again. So we changed position. None of these are very good. No toy in this photo, like you can barely see it, but it's a good photo of him. If the light was a little bit more on the other side, I think this would have been perfect, more head on, straight on, rather than where it was. But, you know, what are you going to do? Adorable. There I was trying to get him with the fudge sickle, so you can see I'm just holding the fudge sickle. So maybe if you could crop my hand out a little bit. I'm just a slightly cross-eyed, cute. This is the personality of my cat. This is my derpy little Odie. So absolutely perfect, perfect little ragamuffin. Got the airplane ears going. So we went back to the bandana photos. Sunny was going to get some water, so I thought it would be interesting to try and get him with the lighting the rainbow lights from the window. I don't think that one works. Lighting's not good enough. That one works though. You got that darn little tag sticking out again. Um, you can see the full color of the bandana. You actually see a little bit of the tinting on the lights. I like that one. That's a good photo. There's just a whole bunch of photos of him drinking now. Nothing more fascinating in the world than watching a cat try to drink. His little tongue. Zoom in a little bit. Yep, that's a cat tongue. So here's a whole bunch of photos of him drinking. Tried some different angles. I don't think the lighting worked at all. Here's him playing with the little kitty whacker toy again. And it's pretty good. I mean, you can see the toy, but it doesn't do a good job of showcasing the toy, right? Like, you get the picture. No pun intended. You get the picture. There's the kitty little whacker toy, but like he's not really playing with it. It's just laying there. You can't see the other half of the toy. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a very good photo for that. Um, but it is cute. But it is cute. These ones might be a little bit better if they were in focus. You could kind of get more of a picture of the toy and what they do with it. But I don't know, my focusing was going haywire right there. And this is, I know I always bring this up when I do lives, but I'm going to do it again. Yes, I'm using autofocus here. Using autofocus does not make you any less of a professional photographer. When you're doing something like this where your cats are moving around a lot and things like that, autofocus can definitely be a lifesaver. If they were in the same spot, I'd say no, manual focus it. That way, if the toy's swinging around, it doesn't mess with your autofocus, but the cats are moving back and forth and running, 10 feet that way, 10 feet this way, back and forth, the lighting changes, you gotta use autofocus. It doesn't make you less of a professional. Now there's a good one. There's a good one. Let's zoom in a little bit. Got the toy, holding on to it. Got a good bokeh background. Nearly perfect. I wish the lighting was a little bit better on that one. I could probably fix that up in editing. That's a pretty good one. That is a solid kitty photo right there if I've ever seen one. A lot of these photos, you can tell I liked what he was doing here because I have a lot of the same photos. I was trying to take photos of it. Here I was trying to do both products. So here's the bandana and the fudge sickle. Pretty cute. Got much better lighting there, but literally a scaredy cat, so that won't work. These are too dark again. I was trying to get him to sit still and get natural lighting going, but he was not cooperating. He just did not want to cooperate at all. This one would be as close to perfect as I could get. Need to remove that tag. That color was messing us up something fierce in this photo shoot. That chubby little face. Chunky little cat. Little kitty tongue. Like, again, the detail in this camera, like, look at this. If I zoom in, you can literally see the veins on the tongue. You can see the stubble around his nose. Like, the things this camera can pick up. Excuse me. No, excuse me. That should be my phone background right there. That's a perfect little background photo. Super cute. Super cute. 7561. Sorry, it locked up again, so we gotta go back to. This one might be my favorite photo just for this pure silliness of this entire photo shoot. Like, I do not know. As soon as I put something on his head, he just kind of like shut down. He just sat there. He has the little tassel on his head like a little crown. He's got his fudge sickle, and he's just staring off into the nothingness. Why? I don't know. But I love it. I love his cute little face right there. He's a derpy cat too. So again, capturing the personality of him. I really don't know. Apparently having something on his head shuts down the ability for the satellites to communicate with him. He just, deer in the headlights, does not know what's going on. I tried to videotape it to get his reaction. You can see he's starting to calm down a little bit, get used to it, but he definitely does not like that thing on his head. Adorable. Playing with the little tassel a little bit more. I like this one. It's a little bit too dark, but I like my dark, dramatic photos. So you've got the motion blur on the toy. You got him looking up towards it, like his eyes pointing at it. I like this one. Then there's the derpiness, getting whacked in the face with the toy because he couldn't catch it. Both the boys together, playing with the toy, trying to learn to share. That face, though. That face, though. None of these are really usable. I like these ones. Again, dramatic, spotlighting, toys. But I can see where these aren't good website ones. Emmy's here. Hi, Emmy. That one's pretty good. It's not a good product photo, but maybe if you cropped it up, like if you... Something like that might work. His eyes are a little dark, but he's got his little fudge sickle. Super adorable. Sharing is hard. It is. It is hard for them to learn to share. I was talking to Emmy about it that we got to get him another fudge sickle because they can't share. Cute little cheese loaf. I actually really like that one. That the background is not lit, but he's spotlight. Pretty good spotlight on that one. That I like. I like that effect. Again, his eyes looking right at it. It draws you to it. You see the toy. the toy in effect. I dig this one. I dig this one. Maybe again we'll zoom in a little bit. Maybe we crop it down to just like that. And then do a little bit of relighting here. Ignore our half-painted walls. ADHD is a pain. So true. So true. Gonna paint them fully in October. Oh, that's pretty cute. Look at his little war face. Look at the viciousness of that cat. That is a very soft kitty right there. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. That one might not be bad. It need a little bit of cropping job. If we could cut off like right here. That might be a good one. He is a little pumpkin spice latte. And then Odie blocked the camera. Overall, this was a very successful photo shoot. I'm very happy with how this one went. I'm very impressed with it. The R6 did amazing. These toys are awesome. Again, EcoCat Co. Supplied the toys, and they make a quality product. You can see the light rolled into this one, so you can see the light that I was working with. I like these photos, though. Don't get me wrong. I like these ones. They're just not perfect for the photo. Derpy little face. Rolling out of the shot. There it is, that. That is my Sunny Bunny's face right there. That is my soft, doughy, lovey little mama's boy cat right there. That is the face of my fluffy little pain in the butt. Actually, I'm going to go back to this. So, Emmy, TikTok. We'll see if TikTok's right on this or not. So we were worried. You can see right here that he's got like a little bit extra chub on this side of his face right there. And we were worried that he was like growing a growth there, or it doesn't look natural. It looks like a little swollen. And we couldn't figure out what was wrong with our cat. So TikTok has answered what is possibly wrong with our cat. Apparently, male cats get, and this is they basically called it a tomcat syndrome. If they have too much testosterone, which that is not this cat at all, but apparently some cats, if they have higher testosterone, they grow these tomcat jowls, and they're basically extra little pouches of fat on their cheeks that protect their neck and vital organs when they're in cat fights from getting scratched. So if he gets scratched across the face there, it won't hit anything vital. It'll just hit the little fat pockets and jowls. So that's what TikTok says that is on our cat, that it's not a growth, it's not a tumor, it's just he's got chubby little cheeks because he's too manly of a cat. So as you can see, he is so vicious. I like this one. If I was a Photoshop expert, and let me start this by saying I am not a Photoshop expert, but cropping this with if I could eliminate just him out of this and then put like stars above him, like a space background, this would be a brilliant Photoshop. Like he's looking up, you've got just the lighting is perfect. I think I might try and pull him out of this and put like a star on the background here. That would be beautiful with a little starry background, I think. He needs to defend himself from the fungicide fights. I love the lighting on this photo. I might play with this one a little bit more, to be honest. Here comes his brother to come fight for the toy again. Then we put the bandana on Odie. Playing with his toy. I love how much they love the fudgesicle. I definitely did not anticipate that. Look at that look. You know what that look reminds me of? That look right there. That reminds me of one of our old kitties who has since passed on. That looks like Hendrix glare right there if I've ever seen it. That is Hendrix glare if I've ever seen it reincarnated. Like, that is perfectly his little glare. More playing with the toy. Oh, that's a pretty good one. That's a really good one. I don't think I sent them this one. I might have to send them this one as well. That's a really good one. You got the toy, you've got the bandana. He does want the toy. Gracie has that face too. I didn't see too much of Gracie doing that glare. I know she could when she was mad though. These ones are good. We opened the door to try and get a little bit more natural lighting in, but no luck. Oh, look at that one. That one's pretty good too. That one is pretty good too. Bandana got a little scrunched up, but yeah, I got to write down these numbers. I don't think I sent them these photos, and I definitely think I should. 7766 and 7769. Those were good. TikTok's blocking you from liking this stream. Says you've liked me too much. 773. Kind of blurry, out of focus. I appreciate all the likes, the follows, all that. It's pretty cute. Is that the end of it? 7793? That is the end of it. Alright, I'm almost done, but I figure since I'm here, I'll also show you. So these are the photos this is with the editing on a few of these photos. I'll go through that really quick, and then we'll move towards the end of the live. So we just went through these, but with editing on here, again, you can see how much these changed with a little bit of editing on them. I was able to fix a lot of these, straighten them up, put a little bit more color in them. The magic of editing. This one I also love. I did one of those like all black and white background and just him having color. I really love this from an artistic standpoint. I really love this photo. I love this one a whole lot. Edited up the videos a little bit. So these are what they look like edited. Yeah, I didn't send them those 2 photos, so I definitely should send those photos as well. Since we're here, though, one last thing before we're done. I did one other photo shoot, and I'm just going to tack it onto this one because why not? So this is the spooky coffee photo shoot. And I sent this to them. I haven't heard back. I really hope I do hear back from them. I definitely want to know if they're interested in this at all. I loved doing this photo shoot. So you can see I lit up 5 candles, 5 little witchy candles, glow-in-the-dark skulls, a pumpkin spice latte, candles, an owl in a cage with light-up eyes. I so enjoyed doing this photo shoot. I absolutely loved this photo shoot. Everything about this one. You can see the difference editing can make. You got a lot of oranges, a lot of purples, and then this editing draws out all of that color and does instead more of a dull greens and letting the orange kind of shine through. I loved this photo shoot so much, but what I was so impressed by was this, just like the video. Like, look how smooth that video is. The R6 is just incredible on video. Play the sound. I love doing this photo shoot too. Okay, that is all my photo shoots. I've got to go run some errands. I plan on flying the drone today and getting a little bit more drone work done. I appreciate everyone coming by to talk about photography. Again, thank you for the likes, the follows, all that. It does. I do appreciate that a whole lot. Thank you as always for hanging out today. And